Today we're going to be discussing the basics of confidentiality, informed consent, and advanced directives. Let's start off this in service with basics of confidentiality. Now, what is confidentiality? Confidentiality, as defined by dictionary.com, is the state of keeping or being kept secret or private. To our patients, confidentiality is the trust they give us as healthcare providers to keep their medical information between only those who need to know, such as doctors and other healthcare providers that are involved in the care. As Linda Starr states, all health practitioners have a legal and ethical duty to protect the confidentiality and privacy of their patients, a duty entranced in federal, state, and territory laws, as well as code of ethics and professional conduct. Examples of state and federal laws that protect our patients' privacy include the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, also known as HIPAA, and the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, as well as patient bills of rights. Almost all facilities have rules and policies on what confidentiality is, what it means, what happens if it's broken, and in most cases, if a healthcare provider breaks confidentiality, they can get fired from their job or even lose their license in some severe cases. Maintaining confidentiality is getting more and more complicated with the advances in technology. Now, information is being given through email, mobile electronic devices such as smartphones and secure texting, as well as now we have electronic records online. An example of a breach in confidentiality that Starr presented was a situation in which a photo was taken of a patient and then forwarded to colleagues out of interest. Now, photos can be used to be a part of patient records, for example, in wound care. However, patients should be fully informed of the purpose and the scope of their consent should be detailed in their record as to why we are taking these photos. As Starr stated, it is vital that healthcare professionals meet all consent and privacy requirements as set down by common law and relevant state and territory and federal and organizational policy when taking photographs or video footage. In this situation, confidentiality was broke when those outside of the patient's care received this image for no other reason but entertainment purpose. If the image could have been used for educational purpose, then the healthcare provider should have at least talked to the patient first, requested permission to use the image, and then explained the reason and the purpose for educating others about it. Examples of patient information that must remain confidential is their identity, such as name, address, social security number, date of birth, physical or emotional conditions, financial information, and private health information, such as medical records, test results, x-rays, labels on IV bags, telephone, notes, etc. How to maintain confidentiality, as stated by Boston Medical Care Center, access patient information only if there is a need to know. Discard confidential information appropriately, usually in trash bins or shredders. Forward requests for medical records to the Health Information Management Department. Do not discuss confidential matters where others might hear. Do not leave patient charts or files unattended. Report suspicious activities that may compromise patient confidentiality to your private officer. Never look at patients' records out of curiosity, even with good intentions. Follow the minimum necessary standard. Double check names and phone numbers before sending private health information by fax or email. Log out of your computer if you have to leave your workstation. Never share passwords. Familiarize yourself with the organization notice of privacy practice, and do not share any patient information online with family friends, even if you leave out the patient's name.